Communication between two cells is very important as far as physiology is concerned. In this lecture, I would like to discuss about the gap junctions. The gap junctions are intercellular channels which connects neighbor cells and allows the ions, metabolites and messengers across the cell membranes. And these gap junctions arranges in these cells like a clusters, different clusters, and it connects both cells cytoplasm and allows the charged particles. Remember, the cell membrane is highly selective, which doesn't allow any ion or any particles without any proper gated channels. In case of gap junctions, the gap junctions do allow certain ions like potassium, calcium, charged particles across the cell membrane. The reason is the gap junction doesn't have any resistance. These are known as low resistant bridges which connects both cells. And these gap junctions, of course, as I mentioned, arranges in the form of clusters. We may see some clusters here and some clusters. The number of gap junctions arranges in the form of clusters and allows the molecules or substances from one cell to the another cell. And these gap junctions are made up of connexin. Connexin is an integral protein. So this is an integral protein, one subunit of the gap junctions, connexon. So we have three subunits of the connexins, three connexins, integral proteins, which deeply embedded in the cell membrane. This is ICF of one cell, this is ICF of another cell. So these connexins actually unite, particularly 6 connexins unites together, form the flower like channel where it has got one pore in the center. So this is a axial section, this is the transverse section. So this is transverse section. We could see hexagonal 6 subunits of the connexins united together, and 6 subunits of connexins united and form one channel. One unit of the channel of one cell is known as connexon. So here this is one connexon, this is one connexon. Each connexon has got 6 subunit of connexins are the integral membrane proteins, and these two connexons unite together and dock face to face together, form a one channel. So this is a channel now. So this channel allowing the molecules and ions passes across the cell membrane. And when you look at the transverse section of the one gap junction, so we can see like a flower like structures, flowers, bunch of flowers in a garden. So this is how they arranges in the cell membrane, and the name gap junction given to this intercellular channel because this channel creates some gap when they unite, when they dock face to face together, the connexon, when they form gap junction, there leaves a gap between two cell membrane, adjacent cell membrane, approximately 2 to 4 nanometer. So this is the reason why the intercellular channels are given a name as a gap junctions. And the main function of the gap junctions, one of the main function of the gap junction, of course, they passes the potential change of one cell to the neighbor cell. For example, imagine these cells are the cardiac cells. I stimulated one cell of the cardiac muscle. Immediately the adjacent cells also undergo excitation. The main reason is these potentials actually passes to adjacent cells. This is known as synchronization. The synchronization of the cardiac muscle could achieved by gap junctions which are low resistant bridges, which allows particularly the charged particles, charged ions across the cells. And these gap junctions initially identified in the cardiac muscle and neurons. When you look at the retina is one of the complex, the layer of the eye. The activity, the photoreceptors actually, when they stimulates, they have to passes the information, the visual information to the all over the layers. This is only achieved by the majority by our gap junctions. The gap junctions are located in the retina and certain parts of the brain. And smooth muscles, the cardiac muscles, neurons, smooth muscles, these are the major areas where we could see the gap junctions. And of course in other area of the body like uterus, testes and lung and etc., we do have gap junctions. We often see the gap junctions. So this is the axial section of the gap junction where we could see only 3 subunits of the connexins. And when you look at the transverse section, we could see the gap junctions like a clusters arrangement in the between these cells. So this is about the gap junctions. So in summary, the gap junctions are the low resistant bridges. They do created gap between the two adjacent cells when they unite together, approximately 2 to 4 nanometer. That's a reason why these intercellular channels are given as a name gap junction. These are particularly low resistant bridges. These low resistant bridges can allows ions like potassium, calcium and molecules, biometabolites like glucose molecules and certain messengers like cyclic AMP, cyclic GMP, and even certain genetic material like fractions of RNA can passes through gap junctions. Overall, gap junctions allow the adjacent cells stay connected with the electrical and biochemical coupling via electrical and biochemical coupling. This is all about the gap junctions.